What is going on, dreamers? All right, so this morning we are going to be doing a little reflection about the fights that happened last night. Mainly Israel Adesanya versus Alex Pereira. Man, that was a huge fight. That was an amazing fight to watch. We're gonna watch firstly Israel Adesanya reflects on his loss in an interview with Megan O'Leary. Let's do this.
Well, Izzy, regardless of the outcome of the fight, my God, is this an outfit right now?
Uh, you know what it is. Still, what is it? Dapper Scrapper, as always. Yeah.
Tell me what's going through your mind. Obviously there's a lot to digest from that performance. It seemed like you were really firing on all cylinders. You looked incredible. They're moving things around backstage. It's a little chaotic, but you looked incredible. Obviously not what you wanted to happen, but in the lead up
Right.
to the fifth fight, where did you feel like you were at?
The fifth round, I was up, and he hurt my perineal nerve, so that's why my footwork wasn't as sharp as I wanted it to be. So I was trying to find ways to get off the fence, but my feet kept on dragging. My left foot kept.
Yes, if you didn't watch the fight, so there was one moment where we thought it was a check, that Pereira checked his leg, we thought, and Izzy slammed a kick into it with his left leg, and he literally fell. He fell, did a little barrel roll backward, and Alex Pereira, just as he does, marched him down, but Izzy fought it out, and it was very interesting watching this fight because despite that injury, I believe that was in round four, or maybe round, no, I think it was round four. Um, then Izzy proceeded to just point, just jab, jab, jab. And going into the fifth round, like he said, he was on top. I believe it was like 3-1. It could have been a close 2-2, but I'm pretty sure everybody had it like 3-1, thinking Izzy just had to close it out. But as everybody was saying, man, Izzy had to be perfect for all 25, and Alex just had to be perfect for 5.
Kept on dragging, and that's why I tripped that one time as well. It was really annoying, but yeah, it is what it is. But I'm still here. I'm leaving.
You're here, you're not leaving, and you are a total pro coming here to do interviews. Many in this situation would not necessarily be here, so we do appreciate it, Israel. I know, again, it's hard to assess the fight, but the grappling, both of you said, like, this is going to be a kickboxing fight, and only a kickboxing fight, and here we are seeing some great grappling for you.
Took me down at one point, end of the round, but then I took him down in the third round, and I drained his enthusiasm. But I'll give him one thing. He knows how to recover, and it's kind of like the same story as the last kickboxing fight we had. I'm up, I'm having him, I'm staying focused, and then he just catches me. But this time, I felt like I was there. I was really there. And first thing I tell Eugene is I'm fine. Because, my head was still about me, but I think my eyes did the thing a little bit, yeah.
Did you feel like it was an early stoppage as soon as the ref stepped in?
In the moment, yes, but I think I trust my coaches and my manager, Ash, when they said, it was a good stoppage.
Okay.
So Izzy, again,
So that was a huge controversy leading into it, was that this was a early stoppage that the ref jumped into early, that if you're going to beat the champ, you should put the champ out. But I think to preserve your talent, to continue the storyline, to have Izzy to continue to be able to fight, it's pretty important to have that ability to not be dead. So I think the ref did a good job of just giving Izzy the chance to just get out of there with his head still on his body. But overall, it was a great fight, man. It was a great fight.
Hard question to ask at this point, but unfortunately it's my job to ask it, is where do we go from here? Do you believe you are deserving of a rematch? Do you want time off? Do you want a new opponent?
Of course. I'll probably get the rematch, but I have to talk to my coaches first, my management, and see what we want to do next.
Well, listen, you are just an absolute legend of the middleweight division. We know you will be back stronger than ever, and we appreciate it so much, you sharing some of your thoughts with us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice. So there you have it. Yeah, Israel Adesanya addressing his loss there. It was a very, very tough fight to watch as an Izzy fan. I won't lie. I was expecting him to get through it. After I saw the first 4 rounds, I was thinking, all right, you did all the grappling you had to do to sort of weaken his power, take a little bit of that power from him. You've been winning on points, even though you've been getting tapped. You've been tapping back. You even rocked him a few times. You out grappled him in one of the rounds, which was perfect. And it ended how it ended. Like everybody was thinking, all it took was really one power punch to sort of wobble Izzy from Alex Pereira. And if you saw the fight, you saw the fucking size difference. Holy cow. That man came in probably at like 200, 205, 210 maybe. And Izzy obviously walking in at probably around his normal weight, 185, 190, after they both made weight. So it was really, really tough for Izzy to grapple in that fight, and he got it done. But we're gonna go into the next part, which is where we have fighters reacting to Israel Adesanya. If you don't know about this channel, it's called Full Mount MMA. They're a great, great, great channel. They do a lot of MMA coverage, a lot of fighting coverage, and especially on the social media aspect, they cover that as well.
On the prelims tonight, Dominic Reyes was knocked out by Ryan Spann in the first
Dominic
round.
Reyes versus
John
Ryan
Jones reacted
Spann.
on Twitter. A fan tweeted, "It's crazy how
Holy
much
crap.
Johnny Bones took Reyes' confidence." John replied, "I didn't take his confidence. In his mind, he beat me. Maybe that's his problem." Another fan.
Yo, John Jones is always somehow involved in drama, dog. It's so crazy how John Jones finds a way to wrap himself into people's drama. But Dominic Reyes, yeah, he got slapped. What happened was they were exchanging. He went in for a jab, but Spann's jab caught him first, and off of a jab, Spann put him down. And all it took was one clobbering ground and pound blow, and the ref was all over it. I mean, literally a jab knocked Dominic Reyes out, essentially. But here's John Jones, as always, talking shit.
Fan tweeted, "Do you feel bad for Dom?" John said, "I don't know if I feel bad are the words. I would say more like concern for his health."
Okay.
He followed up with, "Get on the sidelines permanently or get in the game." He ended it off with, "That was his message to me in one of his last interviews. Now that's my message back to him." Kick off the main card tonight.
Oh,
Dan
yes.
Hooker defeated Claudio Poirier via TKO in the second round.
So
Ariel Helwani reacted.
for this fight, Claudio Puelles was hitting every single Imanari roll you could think of. And my man was rolling around the ring, just reaching for ankles and trying to get ankle picks. He looked like a Tony Ferguson on steroids out there, man. That guy was trying his best to get Dan Hooker. And at one point, he did wrap up his leg. He had a heel hook, but he didn't have himself on his stomach. He was on his back holding Hooker's leg while Hooker was also just sitting on his butt trying to extend the leg. Hooker managed to get himself out of it, and after that scramble, you could have saw Claudio Poirier sort of lose energy. He didn't have what was needed to stay on his feet. Dan Hooker kept digging into those stomach kicks, into the body kicks, and eventually one of those kicks to the stomach put him down. He couldn't stand back up. Ref had to call it a TKO. But it was overall a great fight if you're a Dan
saying
Hooker
what a
fan.
comeback for Hooker. What a roller coaster of emotions that fight was. 2-1 City Kickboxing. One more to go and it's the biggie. Ben Askren tweeted, "This dude is fired for sure. Dana White gonna have no mercy on him." Aljamain Sterling says, "Was that a hella p***y chant?" And Sadiq Youssef says that was one of the strangest fights I've ever seen.
Yeah, like to watch the fight, it would have been probably weird for a lot of fans who were expecting people to stand and stand and bang, throw some hands. You turned out to get somebody rolling around on the floor like a roly-poly-oly for I think two rounds, and then Dan Hooker just kept digging in those kicks, kept getting a few punches into the stomach as well. And it was ropes. Once you sort of saw Claudio holding his stomach, he would purposefully drop to the ground whenever Dan got close. It was like, yeah, this man's hurt.
That's how I thought the fight was going to play out. I thought he'd get frustrated on the feet once he couldn't take me down, and he'd start falling to his back. So it's something that I anticipated. Yeah, like I knew how I could feel how tense he was with it. I could feel how much energy he was like using to finish it.
Yeah.
So I knew once he couldn't get it, like that was it. You know what I mean? He threw all his chips across the table, and it didn't pan out the way it panned out. Like you just reach like a certain level of guy that you just can't get out of there unless you take him out.
Right.
Chris Gutierrez defeated Frankie Edgar via knockout in the first round.
This fight,
Charles
man.
Oliveira.
This fight was hard to watch, man. I'm not gonna lie. I threw up a short last night while I was watching it. I stopped putting up shorts as soon as the Zhang Weili, actually as soon as Michael Chandler versus Poirier started. And the reason I stopped was because I wanted to focus on the fights, really. But yeah, so in this fight, I was expecting Frankie to at least bring it to the third. I had Frankie winning by knockout just because I had put $5 on it, and if it would have hit, I would have made like $100. But Chris Gutierrez, he was bouncing from the jump, feints. He was sharp, and he was just able to clean Frankie out of there, man. It wasn't even close. Like from the hits he was landing early on, you could just tell that Frankie wasn't close to his level. And Chris Gutierrez has been improving. Frankie Edgar's on his way out, and unfortunately this is how a lot of UFC careers end, is with a younger guy coming in and taking what they think belongs to them while a older guy is giving that away. And that's just how it ended tonight.
tweeted a sad face
Frankie
emoji.
Edgar is still a
Aljamain
legend,
Sterling
man.
says, Frankie, you're a legend, brother.
Absolutely.
Nothing to hang your head about.
Exactly.
I know you have so many successful avenues after this chapter in your life. Long live Iron Strong Frankie Edgar.
Absolutely.
Cheeto Vera tweeted, head up, champ. Max Holloway says, sending love to a GOAT.
He's
Mike
one,
Perry
he's
says
one of the
Gutierrez
best,
was
and
sharp.
he's going to be in
Ben
the Hall of
Askren
Fame
tweeted
as well.
crying face emojis. Sadiq Youssef says, man, it sucks seeing a legend go out like that.
Yeah.
Alan Joe Band says, that hurt my heart big time.
No, for
Rafael
sure.
Dos Anjos tweeted, sad to see Frankie Edgar go down like that. It's a tough sport. Enjoy your retirement, legend. Bilal Muhammad says, you're a legend, Frankie Edgar. You did it all in this sport, forever a fan.
Former
Derek
champion,
Brunson
man.
says that
You've
was
been at the top.
no other 40-year-old on the roster. Marvin Vittori tweeted, Frankie is a legendary part of the sport. Kayla Harrison says, still my favorite fighter. And Hamzat Chimaev reacted saying, at Frankie Edgar, legend.
Yeah.
You know, I feel good.
You see you see there is a lot of respect from the MMA community towards Frankie Edgar. I mean, there's not really much to say about this one. He went out bad, man. He went out bad. That knockout, he flatlined. He flatlined him. Chris Gutierrez, congratulations. And hopefully that, you know, that sharpness, that crispness transitions into your future fights. And as for Frankie, you're a legend. Nobody's going to forget you, man.
Man, to be at Madison Square Garden, it's a dream come true. It's a
Absolutely.
mecca. And man, like I said, I'm in the locker room with Dustin Poirier, Mike Tyson. You know, oh man, it's amazing. You know, like I said, it feels like I'm dreaming. It feels like I'm gonna wake up in the hotel and coach is gonna be like, "Let's go fight." But yeah, man, it's a dream come true.
Just
Man,
happened so fast,
it's
huh?
amazing. He had every excuse to stay home with his family, and he rightfully so. He could have. But man, like I said, you can't keep a good man down, and man, they're just. If I was half the man he is, man, I'll be okay. So to share that moment with him, to give him anything less than my all would be a disrespect to him and his family. And yeah, man, I just had a lot of positive vibes and good energy and motivation going into that.
I love this sport, man. Didn't want to go out like that. This sport's a, you know, and I got my family here. That's all that matters.
Absolutely. That's all that
Dustin
matters,
Poirier
man.
defeated Michael Chandler via rear naked choke in the
Now
third round.
this fight was phenomenal, dude. If you are a Dustin Poirier fan like myself, watching this fight would have been nerve-wracking in the first round, man. In the first round, Michael Chandler came out blazing. He came out landing power shots. All of his overhand looping rights were just connecting, and you could really see Dustin Poirier sort of didn't know where they were coming from. He didn't know. He would just cover up. He would do his normal blocking technique, and as a result, it looked like a few times that Chandler was going to get him out of there. I was really nervous as a Poirier fan here. I still had Poirier in two. I had Poirier in two, but I was wrong. In the second round, Michael Chandler came out and dominated him on the floor. It was something I've never seen before. I thought if Chandler was able to take Poirier down, his BJJ would allow him to at least stand back up. I believe he was on the floor for like 4.5 of the 5 minutes of the round. Like, that's how bad it was. But in that third round, man, that's that dog in Dustin Poirier, man. Diamond Dustin does not quit. He landed a lot of power shots, tapped him, tired him out, and then when Michael Chandler went to take him down, he sort of rolled through with it, grabbed a hold of that leg, and was able to use it to help pull himself over onto top mount. And then once he got onto his back, choked him out. Who ain't got BJJ?
Round. Chuck Liddell reacted saying these guys are fun to
They're
watch.
more than fun to
Muhammad
watch.
says paid in full.
Absolutely.
Mike Perry
man.
tweeted Poirier gets it done. Ben Askren tweeted, geez, what an insane fight.
That shit
Matt
was
Brown says
crazy.
Poirier's a fucking warrior.
He absolutely
Bryce Mitchell
is.
tweeted a diamond emoji. Aljamain Sterling says this sport is so wild. I'm in disbelief of the back and forth performance from these warriors. Congrats to the diamond. Max Holloway says what a fight. Joaquin Buckley says good finish from the diamond.
As a UFC
He was
fan,
a little bit more durable than I thought he was going to be. I had him hurt.
You have to
and then I
appreciate
landed
this
after
fight.
I hurt him, and he was still there. You know, I didn't think that was going to be the case here. I thought if I hurt him, I was going to put him away.
For the co-main event, Zhang Weili defeated Carla Esparza via rear naked.
Now this fight, I just knew. I just knew there was no way Carla Esparza was beating Zhang Weili. There just wasn't a chance. I had Zhang winning in the third. I don't know why I thought that she would let her last that long. Carla Esparza, let's be honest here, man. I'm not saying she won the belt by accident. She did her thing. She out-wrestled Rose, but for some reason Rose was not trying to fight. during that performance. However, Zhang is never not trying to fight. She is always ready to scrap, and I just knew that she would bring the pressure to Carla, and she would make this not even a competition.
Make it choke in the second round. Dana White reacted saying hashtag NNew. Ioana Jędrzejczyk tweeted congrats. Ronda Rousey tweeted damn impressive. Great fight, ladies. Amanda Nunes reacted saying awesome fight, girls. Ariel Helwani says Zhang Weili submits Carla Esparza in the second round. She is once again the UFC strawweight champion. Jimmy Manawa says, and she made it look easy. Ben Askren tweeted damn dominance by Zhang. That takedown defense was super slick. And Bilal Muhammad tweeted she's getting better every fight.
She sure is.
OK， 我们现在已经准备好了，准备去现场支持维利，支持钱德勒，加油，维利加油，Let's go！
I come back. Oh my God! Now I feel like dream, you know. Every day I dream this my belt come back.
And for the main event, Alex Pereira defeated Israel.
The English is getting a little bit better there on Zhang, so that's pretty cool to see. And she's gonna be a dominant force in the women's bantamweight division. Like, she is going to be almost, I would say, unstoppable at the moment. If it ain't Thug Rose, I really don't see any competitor that can beat her. She's never gonna run into a she's never gonna be running into Amanda Nunes because she's at the higher weight class. I don't see anybody beating Zhang. I'll just say that from now.
Adesanya via TKO in the 5th round. Khamzat Chimaev tweeted, "This is my belt. Let me fight at UFC." He followed up with, "Let me fight with this guy. One road finish him." Yoel Romero tweeted, "This is what happens when you actually fight." Marvin Vettori says, "Me and Adesanya again. Let's fucking go."
Oh,
Darren
God.
Till says, "Congrats to Alex. Unlucky Izzy, you'll be back."
Absolutely,
Cody
he'll be
Garbrandt
back.
says, "Called that shit." Ben Askren says, "Holy shit, that was freaking wild." Pereira got some serious
He
power.
does, man.
Stephen
He's got
Wonderboy
that
Thompson
one
tweeted,
touch.
"Oh my goodness." Max Holloway says, "This sport, man." Bilal Muhammad says, "Power is the great equalizer." Derek Brunson says, "Oh man."
I feel so good. Been training all my life.
I will say this. Izzy will be back. As an Izzy fan, you can't think any way else. If you're an Izzy fan, keep your head up. Izzy will be back. I know he can beat this guy. But I will say, if Khamzat gets to him first, Khamzat is going to put pause on this nigga. I'm just putting it out there right now. Khamzat Chimaev beats Alex Pereira. It's just a fact. He cannot deal with the wrestling. That's just something I'm putting out there now.
I worked so hard for this. He was written. Sorry for everybody that I had to post some stuff. Do a little bit of trash talk this time, but I was healthy. But I had to get on his head to get on this fight.
All right. Thank you for stopping in to this recap of UFC 281. Overall, it was a great card. I love like every second of it. I just really wish that the last fight, the championship fight, went the way that I wanted it to, which was with Izzy leaving the ring with a win. Whether it be by decision or by knockout, didn't really care. Unfortunately, we have a new champ at 185. We're fortunate for him. And we're going to see a lot of different fights now at the top of 185, which is great. Maybe we'll see Marvin Vettori versus Alex Pereira. Maybe we'll see Rob Whittaker versus Pereira, or we'll see some new talent stepping up. Who knows? Khamzat. Anyways, if you enjoyed this, please leave a like and a comment in the comment section down below. And dreamers,